Wait a few minutes. I think online we have some information. Question? Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, that's have to finish. Wait a little bit. I think this battery is dying. Just say. What? It shows battery on. Yeah, 27%. Maybe lost a little bit. Oh. Okay, I think we slowly start our question and answer, and then we can go through more on the text. Okay. Anyway, thank you for coming back in here and online. We have a lot of friends online, so
you want to start questions?
Yes.
Okay, we have the question from the morning. The first question is, why do some people practicing toggle before they are ready for it go cycle?
Should I judge? I don't know. That's, who those are? No. Names, address, and phone numbers. No, I don't know. Those are things that we cannot control. Always good people out there, so we don't know.
So the second question is there realization of emptiness in Chejo 2?
Talk about? Does that means talk about, or?
It's just a question. Is there realization of emptiness in Chejo 2?
Checho.
In Chejo. Chejo?
Cutting through?
Checho.
Or Checho?
Yeah, Checho.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's the main practice of Checho. If you don't realize, means you are not practicing Checho. You're trying to doing something. That's trying is not good enough. So I need to try harder. And either you realize or not, sometimes I would say, we just cannot try. It's just either you realize or not. It's trying sometimes make mightier our mind. It would say if there's a small pond, if you stir, maybe all the mud and dirt come out, and water become very murky. We just need to settle it and settles these whatever in the water sometimes settle down and water become clear and pure. So that's the idea. Yes.
I'd like to follow up on this question.
Which one?
On the Churchill.
Yes.
Follow up on this question. Can Khenpo mention some of the techniques that are used to cut through that conceptuality? I heard of one, for example, of shouting the syllable pei.
Yeah.
Can you name some other techniques of cutting through that conceptuality in the system of Dzogchen and Churchill?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about, I often say this, to Guruji Rinpoche often teach this, but sometimes my English or people are so clever that think something else when I say this. How about looking back at your head? Can you do that for me? Straight your body. Some people think that's a kind of trick, Chinese koan kind of. It's not koan. It's just whenever we say look inwardly, means you need to focus only your conscious, but your physical level. That the eyeballs are usually we are born with this. We think always need to look out. It's in English what they call watching out. It means something there, danger out there. It's not inside. So if you look at directly at your mind, it means you are looking at your mind. Don't try to contrive or idealize. It says if you want to try to stop thinking or eliminate concept, it's difficult. Even you are thinking, you want to eliminate concept. That is concept. So thinking cannot eliminate thinking. It's just relax and looking back here. Hopefully people don't misunderstand what I'm saying. We can discuss this if people have difficulties of my English. And while you are looking back or looking inwardly, if you see something, means you are not seeing my nature. You should not have any trace of things you can see. It's often quoted in the Mahamudra and Dzogchen that's not seeing is the best seeing. Yeah. If you're seeing something, means you are chasing after something. I make jokes. Maybe this is not good, not relevant. But in TV news, they often say, "If you see something, say something." means look outwardly to suspect everything, and if you see someone behave a little bit differently, immediately judge and to verbalize, to mainly need to that idea need to come out to hear with us. We want to see that wonderful idea. So here, the practice Trikaya is not seeing, so that's why we don't need to say anything. It's just our own realization. It's not even experience. If you experience something, means you can talk about, and the not seeing is the best seeing. It means you're seeing nothing. Because the moment subject-object duality collapse, you would not have such experience. That experience means something going on. And then other thing I don't know if it's relevant or I never heard of from teachers, but my idea is that the moment of realization, you can repeat exactly what you realize, because this should be the ultimate reality. Whenever you counter mind nature, you should have same nature. Experience, even in Tibetan we call the nyam, is like mist or cloud. It will dissipate, means it comes and goes. So means you cannot repeat the same experience twice, just experience. And then understanding is also not last that long, because it's Tibetan called kowa, the understanding is like a patch on a cloth. It will fall apart sooner or later. And then the realization will never change, that we need to get that level to realize our nature. That is called, the realization part is called Trikaya. Of course, we can talk about after post-meditation, that what happened in while I was meditation, occupies or the cutting through. That's one thing we can think about and we can talk about. But then that is kind of idealized, conceptualized. We packed it in our concept, so not necessarily we can talk about exactly what happened, but we can closely maybe describe at least. But these confidence will not, should not, or will not, no one will take out this confidence. So that's another component of this practice that's so powerful. It should be same as realizing emptiness, the meaning is the same. When we talk about the meditation equipoise, path of seeing, is there your mind, conceptual mind is collapse or disappear, and the pure kind of realization of emptiness emerge, but there would not have any concept either. And these are crucial points in our practice. Emptiness is one of them, yeah. Panchaparamita, or the wisdom, and then compassion. So these two are the main reindeer of our our practice and our nature and our result when we receive. Yes.
You say not seeing, and I'm wondering, is that, do the eyes not work, or does the mind not see? So if the eyes are not working, then it's basically white.
Mm-hmm.
If the eyes are working, and if the eyes are working but they're not seeing or focused on anything, that's two different things.
Yes, definitely. It's so that's why these practices not we cannot try. I mean, we can try, but try itself is if we cannot get there, try harder doesn't really make that. So here, the moment, even they call millisecond or kind of shorter than that, the glimpse of it. So that's its eyes are we are not closed. Definitely would have reflections, but at that millisecond, it's kind of blink. It's there is gap of recollection or experiencing. Seeing is also experiencing kind of thing. Yeah. So will lose experience at that moment. So that's we are not saying you can extend a few minutes to open eye to seeing things. Even you are not judging what you are saying, seeing things, but we cannot really extend that long, at least beginners, so we cannot do that. So the repetition is much more important in here, and that's why you can try looking back at your skull or your back of your head to try, and yeah, you are totally right that it's a difficult question and difficult to answer, but the moment of glimpse that only counts. The cutting through doesn't count while you are sitting one hour or 1 minute to looking at something. It's not a count. Yeah, it's become post meditation already. If you after that second. Yeah. Yes.
So first of all, thank you so much for that technique. Looking back, that's brilliant, very helpful. But now I want to tie it back to what you said a little earlier. You mentioned how in this view, the mind is threefold: empty, lucid, and compassionate.
Yes.
So while doing this cutting through technique of, let's say, looking at the back of the skull, we're just doing that and then just hoping that those three will arise? Or it's hard for me to actually verbalize my question, but should a part of our mind be looking out for those, for the empty, lucid, compassionate nature, or forget about the empty, lucid, compassionate nature, just look at the back of the skull, and then by that technique, those three qualities will arise spontaneously, naturally. So it's not like we have to generate them. You understand what I'm trying to ask?
Definitely, that's a really good question. These two are the best question in so far in my life, and I'm sure I don't have an answer. But empty, lucid, or the luminous aspect and the compassionate is that's the term. Yeah, these terms we need not need to, but we, in the traditional, we used already, now we are familiar with these terms and we use it. But somehow we are practitioners and just explain to someone, or in a tantra, or these teachings are for purpose of us learners, need to explain a little bit about, if you say, yeah, your mind essence is empty, sounds nothing happened, nothing will happen. So a little bit, yeah, mind is not really dead metal, so it has some sort of cognitive nature. What do we call it? Oh, we call maybe luminous or lucidity. Something light up, something aware something. And this a second component that we call my nature. And then third, since even we talk about these empty and luminous, but still there is some component that glues together not only the empty aspect and luminous, but also these sentient beings and enlightened beings. Some have some connections. If there's not connection, then we are just scattered metals, so floating in a empty space. And that's what we call. While we are meditating, of course, we don't need to identify those, definitely not. Even Batra Rinpoche say, while you are meditating, do not think your mind is clear or not. That's not necessary. And so that after meditation, post-meditation, usually you cannot tell what you saw, but you can tell. You have confidence that something happened that is not just ordinary. So that's only can tell. And then that ordinary, extraordinary thing is we can call these fancy words, but we don't have to. So not seeing is best seeing. Then the seeing part we need to talk about. That it's must be some bright, luminous, and shiny, not dark, kind of cold, and I mean we humans that kind of word. So that's what happened. Just look back your head. It's very easy technique. And Minpan Rinpoche often talk about it's too easy that people don't believe these techniques. Sometimes we need to think about a little bit challenge things here. So that's good questions, and if you use this technique, maybe that's good one. It's sometimes difficult to hear the techniques in all the texts. They have cutting through and meditation, but never really give the techniques. But you need to some lamas to give techniques. I'm not saying I'm giving this technique to have you can rely on me, but as at least I can imitate my teacher. So it's not necessarily you can fully rely on me, but this seems for me is the best technique for cutting through. If not, then it's just wandering around. What should I do? I need to cut my concept, and I need to stop thinking how. How is important. No one really talk about how. Everyone's talk about need to stop thinking. Yeah, how? And one more?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Khenpo, what did you mean by saying that the first vision of Togao is a path of seeing?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now we need to learn. Should we have a 1 month class here?
Yeah.
Okay. Toga, please allow me to kind of reveal this Toga system because it's treated very highly secret and profound teaching. But anyway, I want to just share a little bit what I meant that first vision. Toga is based on the 4 lamps and 4 visions. The 4 lamps means what we have, and through what we have, we can practice Toga. So mainly, our eyes are one of them, and because eyes can see things. And then we talk about visions. So vision is it must appear to our eye, some sort of naked eye. And these visions are not out there to projecting to us, rather our inner Buddha nature shines through channels and forms of bindus and mainly through eyes to see in eye. It's not really out there, but it's not really inside, not outside, but it occurs. So that the first stage of seeing, sometimes we call the Vajra Chings or the visions. Sometimes nowadays I have a few friends, they wanted to use as appearance rather than vision. Vision seems like something occurred temporarily. So appearance means it's there kind of thing. It's up to you. But seeing these visions or appearance, the first stage is that is called the first vision. Okay. Done? Done? One more? Oh.
Does karma has a role in the 3 aspects of dynamic energy, magical expression, and adornment?
Karma?
Does karma has a role in the 3 aspects of dynamic energy, magical expression, and adornment?
Mm-hmm. Yes. That is also another question. Very good question. It's very difficult. People, of course, all Buddhists, we think karma is it's really kind of foundation of the Buddhists. If not, there's no karma, then why we need to practice, or practice would not have any result. Yes, karma is important. Does karma has role in these particular 3? The first dynamic energy we use, that Zal, I don't think karma has any role in there. I'm talking about so pure potential of Buddha nature. That karma is not involving there. And secondly, this magical display or the what we call magical expression or
magical expression.
magical expression or display. That is the potential energy of our Buddha nature is already rising. It's sort of appearing. That is also less role with karma, because karma is only applies to sentient beings who are in a samsara. Even at the very beginning, we have ignorance itself is not yet to form the karma. We think about this 12 link of interdependent karma is coming later. First, we need to build up our mighty force to create karmas that then we need to carry on habitual tendencies to taking rebirth and so forth. And then adornment is just means it's not karma influence that, but it's much more. It's going back to rooted in our Buddha nature rather than how these adornments is rising out. So the karmas are not much in rules in these three stages or three levels or three descriptions. That's why it's a little bit different than we talk about. I think that this is really good when Gachi Rinpoche will teach soon in this year how this ignorance and our concept and how we solidify things, and then sort of anger, jealous, hatred, and these arise, and then how karmas are created and habitual tendencies are carried through. So we are here talking about more original source of it. So that is, it's good news. We have not much problem in a karmic problem in here. But bad news is maybe you're doing good things does not count here either. And that's we can talk about this karma. If you really think karma should involve, then we can compromise a little bit here. But so far, karma is not much role in here. I'm not saying Dzogchen teaching not wrong. These stages and how they describe things. Yeah. Okay.
Next.
Oh, okay.
More? Okay.
Yeah.
Prasangika's emptiness is that of empty of true existence. How is the empty of dharmakaya different from this?
Yes, maybe we, of course, empty. When we say empty, then appear with something empty of what is come out. Seems like, but Parasangika's emptiness is Parasangika. Everyone, maybe that's difficult concept and term. It means consequentialist emptiness. Very, very you can see Madhyamikas, they don't know how to talk. And so consequentialist emptiness is empty of true existence. Is that what is? That seems a little bit doesn't match with how I understand the Prasangika. Prasangika, emptiness is emptiness that beyond four extremes, not only the true existence, but non-existence too, and both and neither. However, these with what Dzogchen? What this emptiness come?
How is the emptiness of the dharmakaya different?
Oh, okay. We should not have different these two. We don't need to really say emptiness of dharmakaya. Either one term is enough. Either we say emptiness or dharmakaya. So here we don't really need emptiness of dharmakaya. So you can see here involving view, the Prasangika's dharmakaya emptiness means the emptiness, that the nature of Prasangika. It's not saying that. It's saying that the person who say, I'm Madhyamaka Prasangika, who believes emptiness should be in this way. So that talking about their belief system. It's not the nature. Emptiness of dharmakaya seems like the nature of dharmakaya rather than the other way. But either way, emptiness is very important. It's called mother of all Buddhas. Without knowing emptiness, there is no way to attain Buddhahood. And emptiness involves every level of Mahayana and Vajrayana practice and the teachings. You can see any short or long sadhanas start with Om Subhava Shuddha Sarvatama Subhava Shuddha Hamya, and Tibetan would start with Dongpa Chur and so forth. It's an empty concept. It's very important because we are clinging on existing things, so that's why emptiness concept is an antidote of that. That's why we talk about. Okay, maybe we stop here now, then we can read together. These texts both can chant, practice, and also can read to understand the philosophy, and from beginning to where we stopped, and then we slowly go through. Okay. Everyone has a text? Okay. Homage to the glorious Samantabhadra, naturally occurring timeless awareness, utterly lucid, awakening mind, as something marvelous and superb, primordially and spontaneous. It is the treasury from which comes the universe of appearances and possibilities, whether of samsara and nirvana. Homage to the unwavering state, free from elaboration, the very pinnacle of spiritual approach, the expanse of which the sun and the moon orbit the most majestic mountain, is the expanse of Vajrahat as is the presence utterly lucid, or the expanse of a naturally settled state that entails no effort or no achievement. Listen as a plain, the super, timelessly infinite expanse. Then the expanse of spontaneously present is the ground for all that arises. empty in essence, continuous by nature. It has never existed as anything whatsoever, yet rise as anything at all. Within an expanse of Trikaya, although samsara and nirvana rise naturally, they do not stray from basic space, such as the blissful room. That is the true nature of phenomena. The realm of unchanging space, in the indeterminate display, expanse of magical expression of everything is an enjoyment of the basic space, nothing else. Outwardly and inwardly, things proliferating and resolving are dynamic energy of our waking mind. Because this is nothing whatsoever yet rises as anything at all. It is the marvelous, magical expression, amazing and superb. Yeah, that's almost summarized the whole book. Based on that, vocabularies and understanding this, it would have not that difficult to reading this book to understand. And now we read this next paragraph together. Yeah. Throughout the entire universe, all beings and all that manifests as a form are the dormant or basic space, arising as the ongoing principle of enlightened form. What is audible or sound, a voice without exception, as many as the be, of the dormant or the basic space, rising as an ongoing principle of enlightenment. Of thought, as well as the inconceivable range of non-conceptual states, of the dormant or the space. Yes, here we often we read or chant, practice our sadhanas is talking about all appearances are deity, or audible or sounds are mantra, and all the thoughts, concepts are pretty much enlightened. Wisdom, sometimes wisdom is enough maybe. Yeah, English word wisdom can use as wisdom as in a conceptual way or non-conceptual way. I think that so here, all thoughts are wisdom means beyond concept, but what consciousness. Enlightened mind. So here is talking about enlightened mind. That Tibetan tuk. Tuk is just honorific term for mind. So that's why here he used English term enlightened mind. Sounds elegant. Awakened mind, enlightened mind. The most difficult part is when it comes to, in a Dzogchen term, the separation of or distinguishing sim and rikpa in a Dzogchen. The sim is a conceptual thing, which often translate as mind, and the rikpa is awareness that sometimes we can use intrinsic awareness or naked awareness or whatever we use. So there is little bit difficulties unless you are familiar with these terms, what it means. And so earlier, samsara and nirvana arise from this basic space of phenomena. So we use a basic space of phenomena here, but if you are familiar with Dharma Dhatu, it seems better in here. And so everything rises from there means everything belongs to that. So that's Dzogchen main idea. It's not necessarily, it's almost the same thing that the mind-only school or Chittamatras think all appearances that rise are created by mind. It's just belong to mind. So once you sleep, all these appearances are sort of dissolve. And when you wake up, all the dream images disappear. So it's really controlled by mind. So here is a similar way that everything is rising from dharmakaya means there's nothing that out of dharmakaya, and anything that formed are maybe we see differently, but it's dharmakaya. Garshin Rinpoche often use this water and ice. So water become ice, but doesn't necessarily mean it's losing the nature of whatever component that is. So similarly here, we have kaya, walk, chitta, so body, speech, mind. When we put honorific term, Tibetan ku song tok, and sometimes in English it's a little bit difficult to just say body, speech, mind. What do you mean really? Then people use these Buddha body, Buddha speech, and Buddha mind, and sometimes people use working body, speech, and mind. So we need something together to talk about here, enlightened body, speech, mind kind of thing. Yeah, here use enlightened. So it really means this belongs to Buddhahood, but these three things. So we have similar three things that we call body, speech, mind, and somehow our body, speech, mind is we treat as a diluted, kind of upgraded by something. And slowly, in sutras, sometimes we need to think our body is a kind of a disgusting substance that in the Bodhicaya Avatar we have this 30-some impure substance that what we body constitute, and through that we can kind of away from attached to the body, so to the purpose of that. But comes to Vajrayana is a little bit differently. I would say they don't do commit suicide if you don't really see samsara as a very bad situation. And even seeing this impure substance as seeing in a pure way, we can think about that because innately, or sometimes we use that naturally, or things nature doesn't have this good, bad, or harmful or helpful things anyway. So treating these body, speech, mind, or the form and the sound and the cognitive component, these three constitute not only person but or the whole entire universe. And first, we need to think about the whole universe is pure form of Buddha's manifestation, because everything's adornment. Adornment means you cannot just discard. You don't need to discard. It's more helpful, beneficial adornment to our Rigpa rather than it's more need to be abandoned. And the first one's throughout the entire universe, talking about what we see, what we believe. One thing, all beings and all that manifests as form are adornment of basic space. Adornment is, we already talked about, these three layers, that dynamic energy and magical expression, and then adornment. These are three things we need to know in this text. Arising as an ongoing principle of enlightened form, ongoing principle in the Tibetan means just will. So will means that there's no beginning, no end. It's keep going things, ongoing principle. What is audible or sound? Or sometimes we call pleasant sounds, sometimes unpleasant sounds. All sound and voices, without exception, as many as there may be, are adornment of basic space, the basic space, dharmadhatu, dharmakaya. Or we can just use Rigpa. Arising as ongoing principle of enlightened speech, and then all consciousness and all stirring and proliferation of thoughts, whatever comes in our head, as well as the inconceivable range of non-conceptual states are adornment of basic space or dharmakaya, rising as the ongoing principle in enlightened mind. Means there is nothing that out of these three enlightened body, speech, and mind. Okay. Somehow this is okay. We read the next paragraph. Beings born in 6 classes through the 4 avenues of the rebirth, moreover, do not stray in the slightest from the basic space of phenomena. The universe of appearances and possibilities, the 6 kinds of sense objects manifesting in the dualistic perception, appears within the realm of basic space of phenomena, just illusions as do. Manifest, yes. Next 2 lines. Without underlying support, vividly appearing yet boundlessly empty, supremely spacious and naturally clear, just as it is, the universe is a basic space of phenomena. It's not saying that sometimes maybe we think that universe is purposely rising as adornment of the Rigpa. It's not saying that. The rising we cannot control. What we can control is we can control our understanding. So these risings, no matter what good or bad or ugly what's also rise, is rise without harming anything, without changing anything, without altering anything. It's just rising without harming. It's more even so for us help to leading back to where these sources are. And so it's really important if you have time, listen Gachin Rinpoche's teaching this time. This is really special teaching the New Year. And I'm not promoting anything, but I'm also going to teach afternoons in there. So first time I'm going to teach this Dzogchen ground path and ration. It's really important to understand these, we say concept or this teaching that how appearances appear and how we can manage on a path and how we can sort of go back our home where we belong to. That is important. So if you have time, please visit either online or just after YouTube. So there will be more explanations on these, not these texts, but different texts. So it's a good opportunity to explore a little bit more than one just focusing on one text. And there, these emergence of samsara and nirvana is step by step, so it's a gradual process. And you can see here the beings born in the 6 classes. 6 classes are very, we often talk about the 6 realms, that is the 6 classes. And then for avenues of rebirth, that is, we often, beings that born from eggs and from wombs, from the moist and from those 4 things. And one thing is sort of magically born, that those kind of births include all these samsarically existing things. Even these things seems very away from dharmakaya, but it's saying do not stray in the slightest from the dharmakaya or basic space of phenomena or rikpa. The universe of appearances and possibilities, the 6 kind of sense objects manifesting in dualistic perception that, of course, once we in a samsara, then we see things that, and also the very beginning of our confusion took place because we somehow, in an often Tibetan say, nga me bala nga, there is no self or I, but we, not really created, but we thought that here's I. So as soon as we have this concept, then the others already appear, or we separate these 2, discriminating these 2, and then we can we grow our concept stronger and stronger and stronger, and things are rarefied, and then much more concretizing our relationship to the objects that's happened. Appearance appears within the realm of the dharmakaya just as illusion still manifest yet non-existent. So it's we still, of course, we are clinging on these objects that once appear. Maybe it doesn't have on nature kind of intrinsic nature, but it has some sort of function that reliable, functionable things. But here is just like a miracle, mirage. It doesn't have any basis. And without underlying support means there is no basis at all. I think sorry if repetition, mentioned that born from dharmakaya means baseless, means nothing. But mainly, the whole Buddhist practice, we need to know we are fake, we are we are just delusion. Ourself is every delusion. So the biggest our enemy is us, ourselves, and that's just the main message. And of course, we don't want to lose this wonderful structure of samsara. We have countries that rules and constitutions that we need to follow, and then every town has mayors, and then we have police, and then family structures, and then so on and so forth. It's endless. Even ants and the cockroaches, they have a very good system of their own rule. I think their rules are much stricter than ours. And so we are followers of rule, and then it's very difficult to ignore that part, because that kind of who we are. And these texts trying to sing our rules, norms, and maybe values that we put too much on is not as what we thought. So if you are concerned with losing that kind of things, maybe need to slow down and read some texts that give more comfort zones and so forth. But because it's a little bit difficult for me to giving teaching and not talking about what text says, because I don't know how out there how many people are listening or here, even it's a little bit difficult to just, but my purpose is I want to give as much as the information here is kind of put out, rather than every line kind of sanitize and saying very basic Buddhist norms that we care about. So it's a little bit would be different, but one True Guruji and Rinpoche often talk about if you are practitioner of Mahayana, you need to believe at least unbelievable things. If you believe what you believe, and then it's never changed. So it's need to expand a little bit our thoughts that what it's saying, and without underlying support, but then vividly apparent yet timelessly empty. supremely spacious and naturally clear, just as it is. The universe rises as the adornment of basic space of phenomena. You can see vividly apparent, yet timelessly empty. These two usually contradict and also paradoxical term here. So that is also indicates that we need to believe that kind of things. These two doesn't contradict. If these two contradict in our mind, it means we still have room to expand until we see the vividly apparent and timelessly empty are the same thing. Okay. And next paragraph. However things appear or sound within the vast realm of space, they do not stray from their spontaneous equalness as dharmakaya, awakened mind. Since the timeless state of utter relaxation is naturally empty and without transition or change, whatever manifests constitutes the scope of naturally occurring timeless awareness. True nature of phenomena, merging in a single blissful expanse, effort, without any needing to be done. So very last line, it's the saying, without anything needing to be done. In Buddha nature text, now I think in the English speaker world, that Buddha nature text means that the text that Uttaratanta Shastra in one of the 5 treaties of the Asangas, and it's Tibetan, it's Jude Lama. And sometimes the Sanskrit, the term has a Ranakotra Vibhanga that's often used, but Buddha nature is easy part of the shorten and also sounds familiar with. And that text already introduced that the Buddha nature itself, we cannot add anything, we cannot remove anything. That should be, these qualities are its nature. So, as I mentioned before, that nature should be intact. Should not have any components to add it or create it or subtract anything. Yes.
Would stillness be a good adjective there when we're talking about nothing to be done? It is still.
It still involves
no motion.
How to recognize things, or just talking about ontological level, just nothing. Still. Oh, okay. Yes, means constant sameness or that equalness. Oh, okay. Still. Okay.
So thinking about it as still.
Okay.
Is another.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the quality of that. It's stillness, or what do you call it?
Yeah, stillness.
Okay. So our mind nature is that stillness which we cannot alterate at all, because we don't have any power to do that. And we think about ourselves as we humans on Earth, but we think we are. We can do many scientific things, and we can go on Mars and so forth. But then, if we think larger scope, we humans are just ants are calling on Earth. So it's that big, not a big deal. Nobody really notices us, I think. So we cannot change anything unless ourselves. But we don't need to worry about it. We don't need to change. We are in that realm already. And however things appear or sound within the vast realm of the basics Dharma Dhatu, they do not stray from their spontaneous equalness, the stillness that he's talking about, as dharmakaya, awakened mind. So he's keep talking about this not stray from. So that's a very important part. We always think, as soon as we fall into samsara, we call fall into samsara. Sounds like we are falling from somewhere to stuck somewhere in a samsara. So then, of course, samsara is a pitfall that's really suffering place. If we are falling from somewhere, then we are separating that source. Means then it's really difficult to connect back. So here's make sure the Longchenpa is saying, no matter what happened to us, we are not stray from this dharmakaya. Means we are glued in dharmakaya. Or we are in a kind of, we are melted in the dharmakaya, so we cannot function as a real thing in any way. So that is the main message that is important in the concept and Dzogchen. And the sutras, we seems distinction and discrimination is important because samsara is bad, nirvana is good, and appearances are delusional, but emptiness is reality, and so on and so forth. We can then this separation is samsara is not really talking about in a dharmakaya, but samsara is sounds flowing around somewhere. So that's the idea. But here, make sure that we all should have confidence that we are still in a kicking, screaming in a dharmakaya. Yes.
But we do change because we die, so we cannot be holding the same experience,
Yes.
perception,
Yeah.
or realization.
Yeah. Or I think my English, we cannot change means not ourselves. We cannot change dharmakaya. So that's we are the actor. So dharmakaya cannot change. Of course, we can change, and we are changing, and we cannot stop changing. That's our problem. So here is talking about dharmakaya we cannot change. That should be our identity rather than we are fixated on this constantly changing, and humans are very, very easy to notice. Birth, aging, sickness, death is very obvious, and these are, yes, we are changing, but we cannot stop changing. We cannot change dharmakaya to add some good qualities, subtract some bad qualities. But then, of course, we possess dharmakaya, endowed with dharmakaya. Or if better way of saying, we are in a dharmakaya, so we just, even if we want to run away or stray away, from Dharmakaya, but we are stuck in there. That's the law. Sometimes people use like law, Dharma is law, the law of universe, so we are stuck in there. Yeah. Somehow our planet Earth is need to revolve around sun because the universal law. So it's that kind of thing. We cannot control ourselves. Okay, next slide. Sambhogakaya is unwavering nature lucidity. Even as anything at all manifests, it is nature spontaneously present, uncontrived and unadulterated, a precise state of spontaneously equal. So we have, of course, we are Buddhists, we need to use terms. That's why these terms are coming. And dharmakaya and sambhogakaya, if you are familiar with these terms, dharmakaya, the kaya is body, and dharma. Dharma is usually dharma is dharmata. So the dharmata is either we translate as a reality, or dharmakaya is sometimes people translate as reality body. And then we have sambhogakaya. The dharmakaya is the empty aspect of our mind, and sambhogakaya is luminous aspect of our mind. So if keep that in our mind, even we talked about some sort of deity that seems universal deity that's out there, but it's that maybe, but we are talking also about our mind nature. That, and if there is such outer sambhogakaya, our inner sambhogakaya should be the same. And the Dzogchen sometimes use ma punchepa, the ma in the pool, when joining child and mother. So our awareness is child awareness, and the universal awareness is called mother awareness. So it's need to join, meet together. And that is a part of example. Yeah? And sambhogakaya is unwavering nature lucidity, even as anything at all manifests. So manifestation is occur in the sambhogakaya, because sambhogakaya we're talking about now we're talking about lucidity, lights, colors, and structures and so forth. It is by nature spontaneously present, uncontrived and unadulterated, and then pervasive state of spontaneously equalness. That is sambhogakaya we talk about. So the first dharmakaya, now sambhogakaya, and now what is nirmanakaya? Okay, together. Due to the way in which the distinct myriad displays arise, emanations occur naturally, the amazing magic of what is what. They never stray from the wholly positive state, which nothing need be done. Again, nothing need be done. And this wholly positive state that we saw, the Samadapatra or Kundu Sampo in Tibetan. And the wholly positive state, what we call Kundu Sampo is Tibetan, is almost like ever positive or ever good and all good. So this kind of translations. If you are familiar with Samadapatra, then it's easy to say. If not, then we need to learn these English terms, not only one, maybe few of them, then you can familiarize it. So we say the Nirmanakayas, we don't have access to the Dharmakaya until we recognize our Rigpa, and we don't really have Sambhogakaya, access to Sambhogakaya, maybe Togar visions or appearances until we access that. And we only have access to Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya forms would be various, and one famous is Buddha Shakyamuni, who comes to Bodh Gaya and taught us Dharma 2,500 years about that, and that's kind of everyone agreed that that's the Nirmanakaya form. And then, of course, each lineage took a different, and then Bodhisattvas, Arhats, and Mahasiddhas, and yogis, and yogins, and yoginis, and so forth. There's many forms of Nirmanakaya, so probably there's no limit. And that appearance we only have that kind of direct access. We can talk, we can see and interact with them. So that is Nirmanakaya. We also think back that Dharmakaya is emptiness, and Sambhogakaya is luminous, and Nirmanakaya is great compassion, forms to sentient beings through the compassion. So that's we call Nirmanakaya. But these three, all these three, needing to be anything without anything needing to be done, or which nothing need to be be done. These kind of words or phrases used in these texts. And then a last paragraph in our page 7. Within a waking mind itself, which is without the pitfall, the fountain is the perfection of the Trikayas, needing no effort. It's such that without straying from basic space, there is spontaneously present, uncompounded. The spontaneously presence of the kayas, timeless awareness, the enlightened activity, moreover, is the great amazing, the supreme experience that is timelessly perfect, timelessly arising. So you can see here, pay attention, maybe we can pay attention on this without straying from something. It's important because if in general concept, if we never kind of move from emptiness, what would happen? We can think, if we can just not think about this Dzogchen term of the without straying from dharmakaya or ground or spontaneously present or Rigpa, but more think about we never kind of act out of this non-conceptual realm. What would be happen? So that is the main sort of everything's rising and ceasing and happening, but it's keep telling us it's not really happening. It's just happening in our concept.
People say sometimes seeing through samsara.
Uh-huh.
Is that seeing through samsara, recognizing that it's not strayed from dharmakaya? That if you are able to see, or it's sort of a trans-worldly sort of view where it's nothing's really solid. That it is arising out of the dharmakaya.
Yeah, and also maybe a little bit, its real message is something happened in emptiness means nothing happened. Only that we think, how to say that? Yes, something happened in emptiness means nothing happened, because emptiness, inside the emptiness, we cannot take any action, because emptiness itself is actionless, and that's why we cannot add or remove anything. Everything what we see, these rising, ceasing, birth, death, all are I don't know in English how to say that. All are just occur in our mind. It's not occurring something else. So maybe sometimes we have steps to think about sort of mind-only school, that they already sort of eliminate the outer appearance or objects already. There's whatever happens there in a dream image. That's that's we don't count. It's just we are down to denying that dream would not have images not appear, but it's appear. But it's just how to say it's not only the false, but not only the it doesn't really have any substance. If we treat it as of course, people should take care about the dreams. Some dreams are kind of vivid, some dreams are not, but some dreams are very prophecies and all so forth. But not functionality. It's talking about, sometimes it's called baseless, and it's just rising arbitrarily that we don't need to think about. So it's a little bit, I think we are bad in this value judgment that have to have, if things rise, must have some sort of function in there and kind of independently to have something, but trying to pull out that rock under us, I think.
They call it will of God.
Oh no! Will of God. What does that mean?
It happens because God decided to be that way.
Oh no!
Whatever it presents in front of you.
I think that's a little bit different. As here is saying, nothing happened. If you think something happened, that's your problem. It's saying, not you. I'm saying. Yeah. So if until that's kind of attitude built in us, we don't really. It's difficult to get here. Yeah, it's interesting, nice concept that people may reject that. Okay, we have one question or two questions, then we can have our evening coffee and then sort of energizing ourselves, and then a lot of...
Okay, the question is how does subject-object duality collapse? For example, how does the duality of my mind perceiving a flower and the flower collapse?
Oh, flower collapse?
How does the duality of my mind perceiving a flower and the flower collapse?
I don't think a flower needs to collapse. Probably a collapse means both collapsing, but to duality, so that's why I'm saying in the reality nothing happened, but we think something happened. That's called duality. Until we stop that thinking, it cannot collapse. But as soon as we have this Chikyu practice that looking not outwardly, inwardly, to seeing mind and nature, if you really see, then it will collapse right there, because the conceptual has function, can think, can judge, can experience, can many more, I think. But Rigpa is opposite of that. So Rigpa doesn't conceptualize. And everything is fabrication, because Rigpa is universal truth, then Rigpa doesn't need to verify our conceptual thoughts that pop up every moment. It's the need to verify this is truth or not. It's irrelevant, and that's why totally collapse or go beyond this concept is need to recognize Rigpa. That's a Chikyu practice. Is mainly for that. Until that, we trying to stop concept. It's pretty much very difficult. It's almost never happened. Yeah.
Okay, one more question. Okay. Why is that first vision equivalent to path of seeing, that is realizing emptiness? So, okay, maybe repeat again. Why is that first vision equivalent to path of seeing, that is realizing emptiness?
Doesn't realizing emptiness?
Let me see.
Does or doesn't?
Why why is that first vision equivalent to path of seeing, that is realizing emptiness? That is.
Doesn't or does?
That, THAT, that is.
Or that is?
Yeah. Why is that first vision equivalent to path of seeing, that is realizing emptiness?
It's a little bit...
I can send it to the thing. Wait. I can send the whole thing to the chat box, because it was sent to me through.
Here. It's,
you see it?
No, it's not.
Okay, I can send to the group chat. Oh, wait. I sent to the group chat. Can you see it?
Now it's coming, I think.
Yeah, coming up.
But why is that first vision equivalent to a path of seeing that realizing emptiness? It's not. So it's difficult. I think we have different logic. Seems my logic doesn't work in here because it's saying that is realizing emptiness. If that realizing emptiness, then why first vision is not equivalent to path of seeing? Or it's saying that first vision equivalent to the path of seeing that realizing emptiness. It's saying that the first vision is not realizing emptiness. Is that the question? And then I think it's that state because Buddha nature manifests with the vision, and the Buddha nature is said to be empty yet appearing. It seems like we have a little bit terms of understanding that it's saying Buddha nature has these two components, and the path of seeing is only seeing the soul emptiness, and the Dzogchen vision, first vision, seems maybe not realizing emptiness, and that idea, I think maybe yes. So now we are a little bit less restricted Buddhist teaching here, and more free. We can stretch legs and arms and our thinking, so forth. The terms contradictions are a little bit less severe here, and emptiness doesn't restrict itself to saying there's no room for luminosity and lucidity. So empty means luminous, luminous means emptiness here in a Dzogchen term. That's why dharmakaya and sambhogaya. And sometimes we almost can think samsara is nirvana, nirvana is samsara, and then everything's messed up, but we still need to deal with that, go with that. So that's not a big deal in here. But I think the answer would be the luminous doesn't negate empty part, or empty aspect doesn't negate luminous. Luminous means emptiness, emptiness means luminous. So seeing luminous is seeing empty in this part, in the Dzogchen aspect. And then
Okay, there's another question. What does it mean that nothing happened? So far, nearly 19,000 people have died in Gaza. So when we say that did not happen, then what does it mean?
yeah, I have that question many times, and it always comes with Jewish. I don't know. Maybe I got this. I was teaching this text, and also talking about when a person was a little bit yelling at me that what did you mean there's no suffering, because concentration camp, 12 million Jews are killed there, and so yeah, of course, when we think about hourly, there's tremendous suffering. I keep talking about these samsaras, we can treat as vicious circle, that endless suffering. That's why it's, our heart doesn't really want to stay in a samsara and so forth. But we are here talking about how samsaras arise and what we can do to help to solve this problem is different than how we get away from this problem. It's a little bit different. Either we involve into this situation to help people and both sides, or we are looking something else that we could make more problems than what we are helping them. So that's our choice. I'm not saying there's no suffering and there's no samsara. Samsara could treat in a different way, maybe. That's, okay. Yes.
Is the question about how ignorance first arose in the ground or from the ground always an expression of or caught up in that ignorance or confusion itself? In other words, is it a meaningless question about how it first arose?
Yeah, as soon as we say first means wrong. No, I'm not you. But that, I think our mind is very, almost handicapped for everything. We don't have much ability. Soon as we need to describe something, then we need to put this progressive sequence. And especially then the basic, fundamental kind of basics, what the original and what the source, then we always need to put some in a past time frame. And then, of course, say samsara and nirvana has the same ground, then we need to put even further to say before samsara and nirvana. That's our Dzogchen texts often show. And as soon as we say that, then we are out of our mind. It's not really talking about reality. It's now trying to making sense to us. And then the first ignorance, how emerge, that's why this Gachin Rinpoche's teaching is these 3 layers of ignorance, that how it arises in the first place, sometimes making more sense, sometimes even more confusing, because now we put very tight, needy how it arises and the step by step to how we get in here to involve this situation. Yes, that's difficult. Ignorant is, I think, both Sutra and Tantra believe that, agree that is the cause, but ignorant itself is how ignorant itself is rise. So those 3 layers of ignorance, that very first ignorance is just very mild ignorance that just misunderstand, just misreclamation. So that is the first ignorance. And then slowly emerge kind of stronger ignorance that bring us more and more dire situation that now we cannot really get out of this situation, kind of thing. Yes, it's difficult, very difficult question, Of course, I don't have an answer, but we can discuss to try to make sense that first come these and then that, then means no, it's not that happened that way. Yeah. So that's our understanding, and this is we take a break maybe and come back. Of course, more cautions that coming, and it's nicer to 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes, please. Maybe 70 minutes. Come back exactly 4 o'clock if you can. Here, 4. Yeah. And we can get to think about minus 2 minutes. see. Okay, and we should do some question and answers, and then we go. You can see these texts is much easier now. We already went through the few verses at the beginning, and there's a lot of repetitions in these texts. So please, if you have time, just read and relax and try to understand, and that's a good way to familiarize these texts. Maybe it's very beneficial. Meditators and non-meditators, and sometimes we need to access different avenues to manage our life or our thinking. Is there any questions there?
Yeah, they have a lot of discussions about what is. But I don't see any direct question.
Okay, that's good. That's if let us know if they resolve our problem.
If nothing happens, then what do you mean nothing happens? Like kill the GABA, like
Yes,
90,000 people died in GABA. What do you mean nothing happened? They have discussion about this.
Really good. Yeah,
We have
that's
13 chapters to go.
yeah.
We're never gonna make it.
And of course, that's good news. And sure, we often read first and then trying to please anything you want to stop, let me know, and we can discuss any term and concept or that. And if you disagree with me, please say nicely and gently. And
Khenpo, can you hear from the Zoom?
yes.
I just wanted to pass along, there seems to be a lot of question that when you say nothing happens, what is included in nothing that happens? I've been trying to share what I've learned from you, but it would be better to come from you.
Me?
Yes.
Nothing happened?
Like when we say nothing happens, nothing arises, what is included in that?
Are you questioning?
I'm trying to state the questions that have been happening in chat since you started the break. That seems to be the primary one.
Is I'm saying or someone saying nothing happened?
Whether the text is saying nothing arises or nothing happens in emptiness. Like you said, if something happens in emptiness, that means nothing happens.
Oh.
What does that include? Is that just our thoughts? Is it just our emotions? Is it our sense objects? Is it everything we experience?
Everything. Yes. There's no solid things here until we solidify. And the concept are built, and sometimes people are comfortable with when we say concept. Of course, concepts have not much things, but then how about these outer objects that metals and diamonds and some fossil fuels that polluting our planet and global warming and so forth. Yeah, those things. Yeah, good news is nothing happening. Bad news, we mess up. So that's part of we need to think about how to balance these two. Nothing happening and messing up part. So that's I think these texts trying to teach us. Think everything's rising, but the moment of rising, there is not action of rising means then not happening. So it's take a little bit of time to understand because it's everything's against our understanding and our belief. Our belief only bring us here, nice place, and until it's some ideas that against our idea to defeat our idea, we are very much situated in samsara. So that's why very beginning Buddha say, first we recognize suffering. Seems no problem to recognizing suffering, but recognition is very important. Then we try to do something on that. And I thought, James, you are talking about something I answer wrong, and suddenly say nothing happened means no question, no answer. We need to stop talking. As that, I'm a little bit confused by that. So thank you for bringing up these non-happening things.
May I ask something, Khenpo?
Yes, please.
Okay, in Buddhism, one of the example they oftentimes use to illustrate non-existent, something that does not exist, is sky flower or barren woman's son. So, but then on the other hand, there's oftentimes that says terminology that's being used, something not exist, something not happen, or something not real. You're probably not referring to a sky flower.
Sunflower?
Sky flower. Something that is actually non-existent.
Oh, horn of a kind of horn
Or
of
horns of rabbit.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So when I see languages, terms that says something does not exist, something does not happen, or something is not real, it's all in our imagination, it's all in our concept. When that is being said, you are probably not referring to a horns of a rabbit or sky flower. You are referring to something that has some kind of reality. What I'm trying to determine is what is that reality.
Yes, exactly. That's why it's very Buddhist teaching is very careful, step by step, baby step to get sort of levels of that, and of course, almost I don't know the high realizations of among us, but most of us concerns with this losing a function of appearances that sort of make us to do some virtuous things and abandoning non-virtuous things to build some good person with morality and discipline, and these 6 paramitas built up, and somehow Buddhahood is will we created perfectly enlightened being. As that's attractive and also very powerful idea. That's why, most of Buddhist teachings would not say emptiness is just a rabbit hole, nothing, not rabbit hole, but rabbit horn. Nothing happened. We have to have some balance of appearances and emptiness. This kind of union of these is so attractive and so comforting. So we are not losing everything. We're giving up part of it, but we still can't keep half of it. So that's why this true truth is very important. But if people who are comfort in this zone, I don't want to introduce too much beyond that. But then other way of saying is, yeah, unborn means just rabbit horn, never born, and it's never happened. So that's why we are also talking a little bit about that. So it's a little bit challenging, and also it's against our norms and concept and our values. So that is this book's purpose of removing that portion. It's not building up more foundational things that to understand, do more virtuous things that can conceptually can build. It's a little bit difficult. It could be emptiness means nothing. Yeah, dharmakaya means. At least then we can put another nice word to say beyond concept means then nobody know what it is. Then it solves the problem. So it's because you say there's some nature of level of existence that is debate centuries in Tibet and India. It's whether these appearances have beyond just functionality, there is any level of existence that rabbit horn is kind of inherently doesn't exist, but maybe Buddha statue in our behind has some sort of innate quality that not totally different from, no, it's different from rabbit horn. It's debatable. I cannot really give the answer, but my belief, I just talk about my belief, that's based on this book, is just earlier I was saying that born from dharmata means never born. So it's never happened. It's difficult to solve, but we sometimes need to stretch our mind a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, there's another question in the chat.
Okay.
You can face it. Is it correct to say that Dzogchen doesn't necessarily negate?
Can you say a little bit? I cannot see here.
Okay. Is it correct to say that Dzogchen doesn't necessarily negate external object or a reality that exists outside of our own mind, like Yogacara does?
Maybe if people who question can say directly from here, I can hear quite.
In the text, in the chat.
I cannot see it.
That's what the whole book has been talking about, so, we already went through that.
Khenpo, I'll repaste it in the chat if you want.
Can you read?
Yes.
Okay.
It says, is it correct to say that Dzogchen doesn't necessarily negate external objects or a reality that exists outside of our own mind like Yogacara does? They're asking, does Dzogchen negate external appearances like Yogacara?
So, of course, the negation is a very tricky word. That's how what we negate mean. It's if we don't accept as what it is, means we are negating something. And Dzogchen would not accept that samsara is how we treat samsara is ratified in our own way. But the one thing is Dzogchen don't negate means it does not need to negate because it's never born. It's that is our first discussion that it's not there, and we don't negate. But that's we are a little bit exercising, stretching our brain a little bit. That's the purpose of this teaching, and we can discuss more on that. Any form of negation and negation involves with acceptance. So means something negate means you are accepting something. Pushing away something means you are using energy to polarizing these two force. And of course, that is called effort. If you put effort, then its resistance will arise, and then it's more difficult. So that can try to introduce this effortless settling in the mind nature rather than pushing our way to searching in a nature somewhere in a lost in the darkness. We now found it, so we can grasping on or chasing on after that. So that is not say and one way of saying is Dzogchen have everything, include all Buddhist teachings. It means everything in it. But then other way of we could say that Dzogchen would prove that all views in Buddhist teachings are wrong. And sometimes you can see His Holiness Dalai Lama whenever he teach, start with Tawa Tamchi Pongwi Chir Kodam Tala Chan Salo. So he's used Tawa Tamchi Pongwi Chir. The Buddha Shakya, he's a prostrate to Buddha Shakyamuni, Gautama as Shakyamuni, and because he abandoned all views. So view means concept, idea, the belief that stuck on something that is a little bit. If we have that strong habit, then sometimes people take very seriously, and then we call philosophy. Then Madhyamagas becomes sort of Buddhist philosophy, and that is the finest philosophy. And now we need to agree to whatever Chantakirti and Nagarjuna says. Beyond that, we need to avoid. Or something. Okay. Okay, that's good. And then we will have more readings here. Now we are on page 9 here. Is that true? Timelessly and spontaneously present, this pure realm is without transition or change, with the perception of the true nature of phenomena within space. Wisdom rises continuously as a dormant or what space, not created or achieved, it abides timelessly. Like the sun in the sky, It's amazing and superb. So you can see here a rising and ceasing or rising without straying. So this idea of we start in a dharmakaya. We kicking, screaming, and yelling to want to get out from there, but we, no matter what we do, it's in there, and we cannot act, we cannot function, we cannot do anything. So that's maybe my English language is it's not good in there, but that's the idea. And once we in there, then we don't need to worry about our situation. We should not. I don't say we don't. Our worry only takes a different direction to the more involved in the situations that maybe become out of control. That we call samsara. And these particular stages are not created or achieved. It's abide timelessly and like the sun in the sky. So good old days, we think sun is sort of there, uncreated somehow, but not necessarily. I mean, these days sun is constantly burning, so it's not really stable state anyway. It's a different idea. Anyway, that's the idea that sun is there. And it's amazing and superb. So these often use this term, the amazing and the superb, because amazing and the superb, these are surprising kind of thoughts that arise in ourselves. How amazing it is! Kind of, it's saying that it's another teaching, another text, and another maybe level of teaching would not have these teachings that reveal really the core of our understanding, not core of our nature. Okay, then next. Within this ultimate womb of basic space, timelessly and simultaneously present, samsara is a positive, nirvana is a positive. Without the positive, samsara and nirvana have exist. Sensory appearances are wholly positive. Emptiness is the positive. Within the positive, appearances and emptiness have never existed. Birth and death are wholly positive. Happiness and suffering are positive. Within the wholly positive expense, birth, death, happiness, and suffering have never existed. Self and others are positive. Affirmation and negation are positive. Within the wholly positive expense, self and other affirmation and negation have never existed. Maybe we can stop a little bit here. And you can see here a little bit language is much stronger than Madhyamikas would say, sort of. Then people even add more things that is kind of does not exist innately, kind of is empty by its nature, kind of, and there's many words that can it's like this, can the Greek make increase and decrease. So these words, the empty with, it does not exist innately, or it does not exist. If you add something, then it makes sounds. You don't need to go directly to say there's no cup, or this cup does not exist. I would not say there is no cup because due to my problem, I already perceive it, and this is my problem, not the nature of cup. But I can say cup does not exist, or I can say this cup is innately kind of does not exist, or something wrong with my English, I think. How to say? Sure.
You said something's wrong with your hearing?
No, English. Yeah, there's seems the wording is strange. It's say innately doesn't exist, or what? How to say it? Does not exist.
Inherently doesn't exist.
Inherently, yes. So, yeah, that's one. Yeah, inherently. So we can add that nice word. Seems. If I don't want to lose this cup, I would say that word. Yeah. But then we can see clear that never exists. So there's no baggage of it, and if we brave enough to say yes, that's what it means, and it have never exist means not now, not ever, and not a big then. So things doesn't exist, or things do not exist. And then we have, earlier I was saying, trying to sing in a similar way, and these within this ultimate room of dharmakaya, or basic space, room often used as means you are trapped in, or you are cozily in kicking and screaming in, or you are just no choice but being there. And this basic space, the ultimate dharmakaya, then timelessly and spontaneously present, that's fine. Why we are never exist? Because samsara is positive, means samsara is now we are using this term positive, which is equivalent to Tibetan Gundasangpo, is Samadhabhadra. So it's saying samsara is Samadhabhadra. When we use is, it means equal sign. So it's a very strong, brave term that no hesitation to. Dzogchen has these direct terms that no hesitation of samsara is Samadhabhadra. In the sutras, sometimes we see nirvana is no other than samsara, samsara is not other than nirvana, but these kind of two are intertwined and so forth. But here is more samsara itself is nirvana. And that's then the holy positive is term used here in the Tibetan. It means the Samadhabhadra is dharmakaya. So when we say the Gundasangpo or Samadhabhadra, it's referring to the dharmakaya. So really here means samsara is dharmakaya, Then there's a list of things that nirvana is positive. So then samsara and nirvana are not only just twins, but it's both are nirvana. Nirvana or the dharmakaya. Once we say that in the dharmakaya or is dharmakaya, that means it has never existed or it's never arise. In order to never live from dharmakaya or stray from dharmakaya, first of all, need to be never born. So that's the, of course, the logic is there. Once you're born means then you are straight out, but you're never born. That's why you're still in the dharmakaya. And then we have these more lists that once we say samsara and nirvana are positive, and within the wholly positive expanse, samsara and nirvana have never existed. So exist is the problem to us, not non-existence. Then sensory appearances are wholly positive, emptiness is positive. So of course emptiness, sometimes we think emptiness is a good term, nirvana and this happiness and so forth. But these all are just kind of interdependent to the opposite thing, happiness and suffering, appearances, emptiness, samsara and nirvana. Then we have birth, death, and happiness, suffering, and then affirmation and negation. These all kind of pairs that what we can create. So these are just concepts and names that we cherish, but doesn't mean it exists. So have never exist at all. That statement is stronger than Madhyamikas. You can see the Madhyamikas. We sometimes happy with our terms that ultimate reality is reliable. Conventional reality is just imputation that we should not rely on that, and then somehow the true realities become one, which is the ultimate reality, and we solely rely on that, and somehow we could eliminate these conventional things, especially samsaric things that hopefully disappear somehow, and like dream when you wake up, everything's gone. But it's a little bit difficult. That's why it's take 3 countless eons to to achieve that wishful thinking, and one day maybe that's we can try. The next one is there's only 3 lines, or we can read together. Maybe 3 lines first. Yeah. Labeling takes place in a confusion for what is non-existent taking to exist. Given that the nature of things is similar to that of dream image, which have no basis, are exceedingly strange to fixated on samsara and nirvana as though they exist. Yeah. So here's really punchline. Yeah, we are. As I like this idea of some Chan texts also talk about. Now I don't remember exactly. Just very nice lines like this. Labeling takes place in a confusion. If we don't have confusion, means there's no labels. So no labels means then conceptually we don't distinct anything.
It's the Diamond Sutra.
Yes, yeah, everything. Yeah, so it's old teachings, but sometimes we build up so many ideas, norms, and rules buried in there, and these kind of lines are become sort of not obvious in most teachings. And confusion, only that confusion. We say confusion is also baseless, yeah. For what is non-existent is taken to next. Due to the confusion, we can make things that even not there. I think that's kind of obvious, yeah. Mainly, we humans are value makers, so we can make values, meanings, and out of nothing. And that's why we have sometimes it's trust issues. Sometimes it's trust has problem and so forth because the value we put on and that disappointment and others arise. Given that the nature of things is similar to that of dream images, of course the dream is all days. There's no cinemas, movies, and TVs and other. Now we have cell phones and other talking about quantum physics and so forth. There's other examples we can take as. But the dream is still relevant, I think, except few people in the world sometimes in one's life may have dream. Everyone. I think few people I heard. Some people don't dream at all in the whole life, so that's different. If you dream, think about the dream, and it's interesting phenomena. Still, I think science don't know what's really going on, the dream part, because it's kind of interesting phenomena. I'm not saying there's much deeper in the Buddhist way of talking about the dream. This dream is just dream. It's not the cause of dream, and we don't talk about that. The dream itself is quite interesting. That closing eyes to see forms is, I think, that's an amazing thing. And somehow these debates occur in Madhyamaka Avatara a lot because in a waking state, if we close our eye, we don't see things or blindfold. But dream, we don't need these eyes to see colors and shapes and so forth. It's an interesting thing, which have no basis. So dream image is talking about what we say when you wake up, the dream images are gone. There's no trace of the dream image. How exceedingly strange is English, I guess. That is how it's saying it. And Tibetan tsarike, it's how bizarre it is, kind of how Longchenpa was saying that these is really strange things happening. So you can see here, it's not like Madhyamikas, our other teachings, that the foundationally, this conventional level of this truth is some sort of a basic foundation that we need to. I agreed. We need to. Yes.
I was just going to say Nagarjuna is logic, where this is like a post Trikaya wisdom, if you will.
Exactly. Yeah. That seems somehow directly experience the root of there's a kind of rootless things happening. Don't need to talk about the cause because there's no cause. But Nagarjuna's always need to explain with some logic that's dealing with everything's intertwined and everything is rely on something, and need to explain exactly that. That's why interdependent is so important in a certain way. Here is even. Interdependent is too complicated. This just pop up in a dream and it disappear, and this is so strange and exceedingly strange. It is so fixated on the samsara and the nirvana, though they exist in their own right. And we fixated on this samsara and the nirvana are separate two things, that two entities and involving to exist in their own way to function. Samsara hold happiness and samsara hold suffering and the nirvana hold happiness. That all concept is just disappear in there. And now we have on page 9, the last paragraph. Everything is wholly positive, a supreme state of spontaneously present. Since there never have been found, there's no confusion, never will be confusion. Some exist. Maybe we can read the first paragraph of page 11. It is the district of non-existence. So no one has never been confused or in the past. No one is confused at the present. No one will be confused later on. This is the enlightened original plan, conditional existence. Yes, we are fortunate that we can at least read and think about this thing, and you can see how the confusions occur and build, and the confusion is the cause of samsara. And then here it's talking about there's no confusion, never happened. It's a confusion. It's just arbitrary. How we put it, and everything's so wholly positive. That doesn't make much meaning in English, but I was already talking about this, that wholly positive means just dharmakaya or dharmadhatu. A supreme state of spontaneous presence, since there is never have been confusion. So that we can go back our discussion that the first confusion, where first confusion arise, how it arise, and so now it's saying there never have been confusion, and it's a powerful statement. And sometimes these teachings are so direct that it makes us discomfort in our thinking and our belief. We want something tangible, so really confusion. How is rise, when, and where, and these are important. But here, it's there never has been confusion. It's no confusion, and there never will be confusion. That this is, you can see how strongly it's negating this never and never. And condition exist is merely as label that we say the label like by conceptually labeling. And it is beyond the extreme of existence and non-existence that often the term we use all the time. In sense, no one has never been confused. This is another level of, there's no confusion and there's no sentient being is talking about. And no one has never been confused means there's no samsara. At all in the past, no one is confused at the present, and no one will be confused later on means there is no samsara ever in the universe. This is the enlightened intent, the original purity of the three planes of conditional existence. The enlightened intent is used in this sort of, I think most people use dictionary to what equivalent of Tibetan to English. This term comes a lot, but I think it's better to use realization. Tibetan means could use realization.
Which word is that you were saying?
Gongba.
No, in English text. Since there's, which is that?
Enlightened intent. Yeah. And the first, Buddha has no intention because the Buddha is not a person, and it's Gongba is used as intention. We could use a realization. So the primordial purity, we talk a little bit about this. It's equivalent to dharmakaya, and of course dharmakaya is in a normative Buddhist term is emptiness, so primordially pure or primordial purity, that is our empty aspect of our nature. That is called dharmakaya. And these shows us, the realization of these shows that the three planes or three existence are primordially pure. So that's talking about there's nothing that not. Now I'm using two negatives, double negatives. That means everything is primordially pure, or there's nothing that not primordially pure. Is talking about here. And maybe that is a good place to put. And now we know there's no samsara. We don't need to worry about it. And everything is primordially pure. That means we never exist anyway. And if that doesn't shock you or doesn't make you discomfort, means you are really Dzogchen yogi.
Khenpo,
Yes.
if everything is primordially pure.
Yes.
No, okay, wait a minute, backtrack a little bit. If
Yes.
nothing exists, then what is primarily pure?
Exactly. That's a really good question. Nothing, yeah. Everything's primordially pure means nothing is pure. Yeah. And nothing is pure because there's nothing to be purified, anything. So you can see that the terms are what we are using. Sometimes positive and negative or opposite terms are meaning is the same. If we don't clinging on too much on the terms. But then, of course, terms are just tools for us that understand the meaning that's trying to, and if we can use kind of loosely to entangle our thoughts, maybe that's a wonderful way of using the terms. Yeah, everything primordially pure means nothing is pure because there's nothing to pure because nothing exists anyway. And unless everything's primordially pure, nothing. Unless everything's primordially pure, something would exist. If something would exist, it means could be samsara, could be nirvana. We don't have choice. We don't control appearances. But then impurities flowing around in our universe, and then something is not primordially pure. But that's too much playing words. But it's sometimes to help us to our concept that stop and struggle with these terms.
In my understanding of Buddhism, it is oftentimes said that we do not want to fall into the two extremes, the extreme of eternalism or the extreme of nihilism.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure Dzogchen is not falling into the extreme of nihilism by saying that nothing exists. So I'm just struggling to understand.
Yeah, because there's nowhere to fall. Even you want to try to fall, the dharmakaya will glue you in a space, and you cannot fall. There's no place to fall.
So as far as Dzogchen is concerned, when the Heart Sutra say no eye, no nose, no ear,
Yeah.
does Heart Sutra mean that literally?
Yes, exactly. That
Okay.
people against my teaching, especially who know me, they are very ferociously attacking me. But you are, thank you, politely talking about that. Yes, for me, I take there's no eye, no tongue, no nose, no even there's no Buddhas. Yeah, there's no realization. There's no samsara in the Heart Sutra. It's the literal meaning. Yes.
The same thing with the Diamond Cutter Sutra. There's a lot of phrases like that.
Exactly.
No this, no that. So all the no in the Diamond Cutter Sutra are literal.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
That's my understanding. Yes.
Prajnaparamitas Dzogchen?
Now, yes and no are same, same in this.
You lived in Nepal.
Yeah, exactly. Either way is fine, and we need to confidence ourselves to say never exist things that important. If we have hesitation, means we are dealing with something, and we need to deal with that. So either treating gentle way or rough way or whatever other way we need to dealing with that exist in objects. But thank you for the questions, and really wonderful. And anything that I say beyond Buddhist norms and Buddhist views that are not allowed to talk about, just ignore it. It doesn't mean anything, my talk. And then while reading this book, maybe sometimes give us the discomfort of hurt our feelings a little bit, but that's okay. We need to grow ourselves a little bit. So everything is good is sometimes not that helpful. So today maybe we stop here because now we spend quite a lot of time, and tomorrow we will have a easier pace, and also understanding will kind of grow, and now the whole concept and some terms and the text that you already kind of familiarize. And please, if you have time, read and then share your thoughts to us, maybe help each other's understanding. And that is end today, and tomorrow we will start. Thank you so much, everyone online. Many are familiar face, and thank you for showing kindly your face. And then here, of course, we are very cozy, nice group, so you don't need to worry about, you may think we don't get along, but we are okay. Okay. Yeah, if you have, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do the dedication, please. Prayer book, page number 17. Dedication prayer by Lord George Ignatius. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, root and lineage lamas, divine assembly of Yadams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, yogis, and dakinis, dwelling in the 10 directions. Please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana, and the inert root of virtue, not result in the 8 worldly concerns, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as a Charvaka or Pratika Buddha. May all mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and mine, obstructors who harm, misleading maras, and the orders of demons experience happiness, be separated from the suffering and swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream by moistured by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And through that, may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not rise at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of mind as such, and the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I, in any case, gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in Bardo.
Okay, good night. Okay. Thank you, and if you have time, see you tomorrow. If not, then next time. Thank you.
Food made me so sleepy.